please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. And if you could, please help support my work by donating. You can donate on the website, on the homepage. You can donate through Stripe, PayPal, or buy me a coffee. That way, it helps support the videos that I do. I have thousands of videos for free to help to teach you a little bit about the geopolitics that's going on in our current affairs, the financial conditions of the market, and what's going on and how to improve your health. So please, if you could help support my work, you can also be a paid member on my Patreon channel. The link is in the description of this video. Please go to the Patreon channel and be a paid member. The higher tier members also get some access to some of my medical lectures that I have done. So with that, I also want to bring up that I have some new products. All right. It's the studio products. And I have 5 new products on my store. I have NAC, I have ubiquinol, which is CoQ10, the active form of CoQ10, NAD plus, vitamin K2. This is the MK7 version, and nattokinase. So basically, NAC will help with your immune system. It also improves your lung health. CoQ10 is really important as part of the anti-aging protocol. So ubiquinol is the active form for CoQ10. I'll go into a little bit more details of the mechanisms and why to be taking these things, but these are things that I take every day. NAD plus is really important to improve cellular energy. This can be coupled with niacin and NMN. The vitamin K2, MK7 is really important. This will help with bone health. It'll help to absorb calcium. It is synergistic with D3, vitamin D3. If you've been listening to my protocol, if you take vitamin K2, MK7 with D3, C60, turmeric, ashwagandha, these and omega-3, they are all synergistic to reduce plaque. So it improves your cardiovascular system. So I'll do another video to explain all that mechanism. But basically, by taking K2, MK7, D3, ashwagandha, turmeric, C60, and omega-3 over a period of weeks to months, you're going to start noticing a reduction in plaque buildup in your arteries. So this is a great way to slow down the buildup of plaque and to reverse it. So this is really important if you really want to improve your cardiovascular health. The whole idea here is stacking. Stacking is super important when it comes to supplementation. Nattokinase will help to improve your blood flow. It also reduces clotting because it's fibrinolytic. And in addition, if you take higher doses of nattokinase, you can actually bring down your LDL, your LDL levels and your cholesterol levels at higher doses. So with this, please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the NAC. So this is helps to support your immune system, and the ubiquinol, which is the active form for CoQ10, NAD plus helps with the cellular energy, K2, which helps with cardiovascular and bone health, and the nattokinase, which helps blood flow, reduces clots, and at higher doses will actually improve your cholesterol count and your lipid profile. So with that said, please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and try out my new studio products. So
Europe than to America, because we are divided by the Atlantic.
Yeah, but you got there's an incubation time period. It can, people are flying and we have a porous border and all this stuff. So I would think that the chances of for us seeing it is probably pretty high. I mean, Sweden already has it. Sweden already has it because of a traveler.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because Congo, isn't Congo one of those like sanctioned countries or something? I think Congo is one of the sanctioned countries.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think American border. I think they will pay a lot of attention. I don't know what the process is, procedure, but there was another one. There was another one. Kind of like COVID, but even worse. Yeah, I remember, talking to this person, and he was there during that whole episode, and he survived, because he was one of the UN workers, and he said it was bad, but I said, how did you survive? He said, immunology or something. And I also remember one of the doctors, Taiwanese doctor, a group of Taiwanese doctors went to Africa to try to help them. It was what you remember, right? There was something that was what was very contagious. That's like 15 years ago or something. But it never got to, I think it might have got to America, but...
You talking about Ebola?
Yeah, Ebola, yeah. Ebola, it was really bad, right? But it didn't really hit America. It's kind of stayed in Africa. Even though Ebola is probably worse than... What is it now? What do you call it?
Mpox?
Yeah,
Well, Ebola is a lot worse, but if you get Ebola, your chances of surviving is low.
Yeah, Ebola, yeah. I remember a team of doctors went to Africa to help with the Ebola, and he's a really smart guy. He's very young, he went there. For like 2 years or something.
Well, what do you think that the Taiwanese scientists and the journalists and stuff, what do you think? Do you think that this is something that's just naturally coming out of Congo, or do you think this is something human related?
Well, they don't even know how Ebola started, right? Just like AIDS, right? They don't know exactly how it started, right? It's like a mutated virus or something. Yeah, I don't know for Ebola.
I'm starting to think that this Mpox, there's a clade 1 and a clade 2, and now there's a clade 1A, clade 1B, and the same thing for clade 2. There's an A and a B. In 2022, the clade 2B was the prevalent. But now the clade 1, which is more severe and more it has a higher mortality rate, has mutated, and now it's turned into clade 1B. I'm having a feeling that these mutations were forced. I don't think this was but I can't prove it. Like some of the other stuff, by looking at the genome, I just can't. Right now, I just can't prove it. But I just got this feeling that what's the probability of this happening right before another election?
I don't think this has to do with election. I think Africa, it's just like AIDS and Ebola. Nobody knows how they started, and it just happened. In Africa, I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff down there. I don't know. Nobody knows how this come up. I mean, they know it's from Africa because that's the epicenter. But how it mutated? Is it a mutation of Ebola, or is it a mutation of something else? It's got to be based on something that got more complicated. That's how I feel. I think this is not like a totally standalone new. It must be, based on something, and then change into this thing right now. That's how I feel.
It definitely mutated. That's for sure.
Yeah. So maybe it means that it has already been passed around in Africa for at least a year, and then now it's mutated to even stronger, because of course virus want to survive, right? So if I think it naturally mutated just for survival, and now it's spreading to some other places. And I think WHO, is good to highlight this situation. But as in terms of is it going to come to America and all that? I don't think so. I don't think
it's
so.
going to come to America just because we have a porous border.
The problem is Trump. Okay, I don't know what the hell is he doing. When first time when he came, 2016 when he became president, right? He's fresh because the way he talks is very different, and not a real politician, but more like a businessman. And that's how, so even though he was kind of crazy, the way he talks and all that, people just bought into it because they think it's different and all that.
Right. It was a novelty.
Yeah, but second time around, people might not buy it. So he can't talk the way he used to talk anymore. He's got to tone himself down, because Kamala, first of all, Kamala is just a puppet. But the forces behind Kamala is how they control the media and everything. Trump needs to have a different strategy. He needs to talk more, seriously now. He can't just baffle around when, first time around, people think it's fun. Yeah, fun to hear him talk the way he talks, but I don't think he's gonna make it with the same rhetoric the second time.
Well, he has toned it down. He has toned it down.
Yeah, but
compared to what he was doing, I think he has toned down. But is he toned down to a point?
But the American media, but when he's in the rallies and stuff, I think sometimes he just got too excited and just just say something not fair.
Well, I'm a little upset with Kennedy, because Kennedy was supposed to be part of the Trump cabinet, or have some sort of
administration.
Yeah, he was supposed to be part, because he had a private conversation on the phone that was recorded, and he wanted Kennedy to be part of the administration, and it was leaked. And then just recently, I heard that Kennedy wants to be part of Kamala's administration. He'd step aside and endorse Kamala if she promises to put him in the administration. So I mean, I feel like Kennedy almost backstabbed Trump.
Yeah, he's probably flip-flopping, and
I mean, if it's true, I don't have respect for Kennedy unless this is kind of like double agent type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really pay attention to Kennedy that much as you, but what I have noticed is that he's kind of changing sides, here and there. I think in the beginning he would try to run as a Democrat. He was in the primary, right? Running, to be the candidate for Democrat. Is it? No, not Democrat. He was running for Republican.
No, Kennedy was running as a Democrat. He wanted to run as a Democrat, but the Bidens, the whole Democratic Party pushed him out. They didn't want to do a primary. They just coordinated. For Biden, I mean, there wasn't really a true primary. So Kennedy decided to go independent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he says go independent, right.
Well, and then Trump reached out to him recently, right after the assassination attempt, and he said that he wanted Kennedy to be part of his administration.
What's so good about Kennedy anyway? What does
I think
everybody
people
wants?
gravitate to Kennedy because he is willing to look into the nefarious activities of the government, especially when it comes to.
And,
But
yeah,
if
and
it was if it was Kennedy versus Trump, I think a lot of people would have voted Kennedy, assuming Kennedy was running as a Democrat. I don't think people are going to vote for an independent. People are going to vote Republican or Democrat because they know that anyone else, you're throwing away your vote.
well, I'm just very perplexed. Like people, as soon as Kamala went on, she got so much support. I don't fucking
But I don't
get
know,
it.
understand. I'm not sure if the polls are real because I
Yeah.
just don't feel as though there's really that same energy within her base
Yeah.
compared to Trump. I think Trump's crowds are bigger. Trump's energy's more.
Yeah.
I just think it's just all fake. I just feel that this whole
in Taiwan right now there's a huge scandal involved because we had a presidential election in January, right? So now it's they found out one of the presidential candidates, was doing like money laundering because he made a lot of money. He got a lot of donation out of the people, but you know how he got a lot of money? He went to the poll, right? He hired this company to do the poll. Okay. He paid them a lot of money. And then to make him seem like he was able to defeat the number one presidential candidate. But when so he was doing so because no one's gonna vote for you. No one's gonna donate to you if they know that you're gonna.
If they think lose. Right, if you're losing.
So you gotta make yourself at least number 2 and close to number 1. Then you have a chance to get money. It's about money. It's not really about winning. It's about getting as close as possible. He made fraudulent polls. He did he paid a lot of money for those polls, and because now they're investigating his books and all that, during the election. So he cooked his polls.
Who is this?
So he cooked his polls, and then you know what? He did get a lot of money. He got the most donation out of the 3 candidates, and because because so when the result came out that he was in 3rd place, a lot of his supporters were just shocked, because they kept believing that he was at least number 2 or close to number 1. But when the result came out, it was a huge shock among his fans. They were all crying. They were all like really emotional. Like, I've never seen anything like this, and then he didn't apologize or anything. But now they found out that he cooked the polls just to get money. It's fraudulent, There's a huge investigation going on with his books now. Like, he inflated. He would overpay some of the companies that makes election little things like the hats and T-shirt and whatnot. So he paid them double the price of the normal market value, and then they suspect that the company would kick the money back to him. Maybe they make some money out of it and they kick the rest of the money back to him.
Wait,
so
which
now
politician
they're trying to find
is
out.
this?
Ko Wen-je, he's the TPP, Taiwan's People's Party. It's a new party. It's only being established 4 or 5 years ago.
It's a little different in the United States because the polls that are being done are polls that aren't private polls, but they're like the New York Times poll or the CNN poll, Fox, so some of them are for Trump, some of them are for Kamala, but I just feel as though the media is pumping up some sort of energy that really isn't there for her. It's all perception and not reality. These
liberal medias like ABC, CBS, these liberal media, I wouldn't be surprised they add some other stuff into. Because sometimes if you look at the polls, right, there are factors that they factor in. It's not just a straight poll. They will ask kind of a tricky question. and that's what happened in Taiwan. They will ask tricky questions and kind of trick the people into selecting the one that they want them to select. You understand what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of like, lying and tricking you, So I don't know how America does these polls. I don't know what kind of question they were asking, about, asking the people, So I'm just surprised to see that Kamala has so much, so like almost on par with.
And she hasn't even had her convention yet. She's going to get a boost she's going to have a boost in the polls because of the convention.
Yeah, and also because Obama is behind her, right? So people know that Obama is behind her. That's a huge reason why if the polls are real, then it must be the Obama effect. Obama effect, You think she can do it on her own?
No.
If she just come out of she's nobody.
She's an idiot. She's an idiot.
Yeah, just take away everything, like, party and all that celebrity, support, like, if, all these stupid celebrities, it's very sad to think that to think that just because you have celebrity endorsement, that means that you're a good candidate. It shouldn't be like that. Like in Taiwan, no celebrity would ever come out and say they endorse this or they endorse that. Never, ever. It's a very stupid concept.
If she
because
gets in
you're
office,
a celebrity, you're for entertainment.
If she if she gets into office as the president of the United States, I am positive that President Xi is going to attack Taiwan. I'm positive about it. Because if Trump gets
that's why
Asia
is very rocky right now. Japan, like the prime minister, he stepped down. I think he stepped down because he already feels that some bad is going to happen, and he's not going to continue. So that's why all the stars are aligning now. UK, France, they all liberal. They all gone liberal. They aligning with American, the future of America. That's what I'm thinking. If because even just take France for example. People were surprised that the Le Pen, that woman, she didn't win, even though it had high expectation that she was going to win, but she lost. So is in UK, like so many people voted for Labour Party instead of the Tories. I mean, they took I don't know how many seats, like I don't know how many seats in the House, like 200 some seats in the House. Well, the Tories only got like 100, less than 100. So the stars are aligning, and but I don't know what's the implication for the Ukraine war. I think for Kamala, they finally gave Ukraine the go ahead because of the election. Because if Ukraine is doing very well, it's gonna look good for Kamala, right?
Right.
It's gonna look good for Kamala, yeah. But in Asia, no, they have absolutely no faith. They know what's going on in American politics. Her ties with the Chinese communists, her husband's ties to the Chinese communists, and then what's his name? The vice president, the Minnesota vice president. It's just, Paul, I cannot imagine America running by these doofus.
Well, I'm concerned because I tell you, she's gaining some momentum, but I'm not sure if it's real momentum or manufactured momentum. If it's real momentum,
you know that sheep theory, right? Just one lead everyone else, and everyone else would just follow blindly. Even if it's down the cliff, they would just jump, right? it's kind of like that right now with Kamala. Like you're supporting her, but what are you exactly supporting her for? And then yesterday she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna start the gouging of the grocery," and all. I'm like, "Why don't you just do it now? Why do you have to wait until you become so? So are you saying that if people don't elect you, gouging is still permissible? I mean, gouging. Remember when we were talking about? I was telling you about like the price of food and all that, and like this gouging is obviously going on, and more. You agree with me as well, and we were saying like Trump would not allow this to happen. What whatnot. And now.
Yeah.
And to fool people to think that if they, because that's the, so why don't you do something now? How come Biden is not doing anything now? It's such a fucking lie. Such, just liars. And I really hate it. I really hate it when with the last thing, like, oh, I'm gonna do that. So why don't you do it now? You're fucking vice president. You can do something.
Right.
What exactly has she done the last 4 years? Nothing. She has absolutely no record. And you know what? The thing is, she knows what she's doing wrong. She knows she's doing wrong on the border. She knows she's doing wrong on the inflation. Right? It's funny how the Fed never mentioned about the gouging, right? And now it's come out to be like the hero and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fight inflation. I'm gonna fight
their strategy is that they don't have a platform.
Huh?
Their strategy, the Democratic platform, the Democratic strategy to run this campaign is to try to demonize Trump. And anything that's good that Trump is doing, in terms of his platform, they're going to try to steal.
Yeah.
They're going to try to steal it.
Exactly.
And spin it as their own.
I tell you, that was a real fucking evil. If you take away Obama and all this celebrity endorsement, Kamala is just a cat in the alley. Especially her vice president. I really have a big problem with him because Minnesota is such a shitless state now. I cannot imagine how he would run America. Both of them is going to run America into the ground.
They're going to turn America into a complete shithole that is very. It's going to be California on steroids. That's how I feel.
Worse, it's going to be like Minnesota. The streets are burning down. You're going to see New York just going down the shithole. And I'm going to tell you something.
You tell me.
I really think that they got the support from the Chinese.
What, the Democratic Party?
Yeah.
Maybe.
They don't want Trump to win. Right? No, they don't want Trump to win. They're scared of Trump. They're scared of him because they know he's for real. Kamala is just a puppet. Dumb, what do you call it? Something, I don't know. She doesn't even know if she were black or not. Is she black?
Depends on the day of the week. It depends on who's asking. She'll say that she's Indian if her constituents are Indian, and if they're black, she'll say black.
One day she's Asian, and the next day she's black.
It just depends on who's in the crowd.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, Vance is not doing very well as either. Okay, Trump should have picked someone with much stronger military. Like I was thinking Pompeo. Maybe he should have picked Pompeo.
I'm surprised,
because Pompeo is very.
I'm surprised that he didn't pick Pompeo.
Yeah, me too. Pompeo is really, he's a good guy. He really put America, has America in the interest. He has so much experience as well. Internationally, he has a lot of international relationship, with the West as well as in Asia.
I think
Especially
he has
in Asia,
cred.
in
He
Asia,
has international street cred. Right.
Yeah, he's really, he really, really supports Taiwan. If you ask Kamala about Taiwan, she's gonna go like, you know what? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, because she doesn't have it. She doesn't have it.
She
She doesn't have a
doesn't
brain. If it's not on a
No.
cue card, she doesn't have an opinion.
No, when the time to hit that button, is she gonna be able to fucking hit that button? I'm not sure. I think if Obama tells her to hit the button, then she hit the button. But Obama doesn't say anything, she's not gonna hit the button. That's how bad she's gonna be. She can't think on her own. She can't act on her own because she needs Obama's support. She could never be on her own. She's just a pup. You understand what I mean? She can't. She has no decision power at all. Today Democrats asked her to run, and she runs. She never came out to challenge Biden. And she hid the truth about Biden's health problems. You think she doesn't know? You think she really, and they think that they can just drag Biden through the election without anyone noticing until the debate. I think just the blind the sheer blatant lie that Democrats make, right in front of the TV and saying that Biden's okay, this kind of blatant lie. And people actually believe it.
Right.
I know there are people out there who actually believe Biden is still okay, right? But this blatant lie to American people, where is the ethics? Where is the moral in all this? It's disgusting. It's just pure disgusting. And they think they can fool the young people. The young voters, they don't know anything. But if he picked Pompeo, that would have been a really good. That would have make him look so much better. Because you know what, Pompeo has very good relationship in Asia, has very good relationship in the West as well. Okay, Pompeo is actually a little bit more liberal than the far right. He's not really far right. He's more like just conservative, patriot,
I just think that we got a problem.
I'm not surprised that Trump is not going to win. Huh?
I'm definitely not happy with the Democrats taking power. I'm very concerned about it. I think America is moving towards very serious unconventional warfare. It's not safe. Think about it. If we have her win, that means that we've had almost 8 years, almost a decade of people, almost a decade where people in office were incompetent.
Yeah. I mean,
how that makes our country safe is just how it makes the country safe is we got to worry about.
If you're looking at
be competent.
Yeah, if you're looking at the riots in UK, because it's been very bad, right? And the government is not on the British citizen side; they're on the side of the migrant. It's gonna be like that, and they're gonna encourage more illegal immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay. So you ask somebody why you want to vote for Kamala. Can they actually say why? I don't think so. I think
a lot of them will use the excuse, she's a black woman. I think a lot of them are doing it just because of that. Black woman.
No,
It's not about intelligence or experience or accomplishments. It's all about black woman. Black woman. That's why they're voting. She's a black woman. Okay.
Black woman with a white husband.
No, I don't even think they were looking at that. They're just saying black woman. Black woman. They're going to vote black woman.
And the Minnesota governor, oh my God, he's just I'm sorry to say this. He looks so ugly and so fat.
I mean, doesn't it?
He looks like a really corrupt politician.
It's just like the liberals in general, the Democratic Party and liberals in general, are just looking uglier and uglier by the day.
Yeah, and Kamala, I'm so sorry. Kamala is not an attractive woman. She looks like men. Yeah. I'm telling you, she's got that.
Well, I'm wondering what kind of dirt they have on her. I mean, the deep state wants her in because she's an idiot.
They should really highlight her Chinese connection.
Oh, maybe.
And they should ask her out in the blank, what's your stance on Taiwan? You know what? I'm gonna say that she's gonna lie. She's gonna say, "Oh, we support Taiwan. We're anti-China. We're not gonna stand the Chinese aggression." And when she comes on, she's gonna be like Obama, because Obama didn't sell fucking shit to Taiwan. All about defense and all that.
Wait, the Obama administration didn't sell weapons to Taiwan?
Very little, and delivery is also very, very late. So we had a drought. That's why Taiwan had a 20-year drought until Trump. Okay, first we had September 11th, so it's 2021, right? And after that, all the focus is in Middle East. So that 8 years is lost. Then after that is Obama. And you think Obama would do a little bit better, because he's all, what is it, savior of the world. No, he didn't sell shit to Taiwan. So we had a 20-year drought of no advanced weapons from America, And also during that time, they discouraged Taiwan from developing our own weapons and whatnot. They don't want Taiwan to have, because they're scared of Beijing, because Obama has good relationship with Beijing. They don't want to proliferate Taiwan. They actually believed, the Chinese rhetoric, like, oh, if you weaponize Taiwan, we're gonna invade Taiwan. They believe in that bullshit. But now everybody knows that it doesn't matter what the Chinese say, they will invade Taiwan anyway. So the better is to, so Trump is smart. He sold, Taiwan, the record number of weapons to guard ourselves, and it's really good. Now our military is definitely stepping up, and actually, and when Biden is, and the last 4 years when Biden was in office, he kind of continued with the policy, even though delivery is slow because the war with Ukraine. It's true that delivery is slow and they're not selling as much to Taiwan as, but they are selling, top-notch, not the top, but like the second tier weapons to Taiwan. And Taiwan also developing our own submarines and all that, and it's, becoming pretty successful. We're developing our own weapons, and we actually also align with Israel. Israel has a representative office in Taiwan as well, so they actually kind of team up with Israel on the weaponry development. So
Taiwan and Israel are co-developing weapon systems?
This is not proven, but it's very likely. I hear that the commentators are saying that because Israel and Taiwan are in very, very similar situation. they're surrounded by, a lot of enemies, and they are small. As Taiwan, we're right next to a huge, threat in China. So, how do you, so they say that, how like they say Israel is like all covered with missiles and all that, they have that net, right? So same as Taiwan. Taiwan is like porcupine. Is that porcupine? Like,
Right.
so we cover ourselves with a lot of, weapons and missiles and all that. And even if China, invades, right, we have a lot of missiles that we can, anti-missile, whatever you call it, to defend ourselves. So it's because we have similar situation. The strategy on the war is also similar, So they team up with Israel, and while the pro-Israelis are going on, the war with Gaza is going on, Taiwan we're also aligned with Israel, because we know what the hell is going on, okay? It's left-wing fucking American media,
How do you really feel?
Huh?
How do you really feel? Seems like you're
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean...
No, but yeah, I'll tell you, you're right. The media in America is so left-wing. It's out of control.
Yeah.
It's out of control. America's out of control.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very likely that America will turn into UK, where there'll be riots, lots of riots. And then the government would not do anything. They will arrest the white people instead of the rioters, instead of the illegal immigrants. You just watch. They will arrest fucking white people. White people becomes the instigator. White people becomes the... And did you hear what Prince Harry said?
No, what did he say?
He said that the reason why there's a riot in UK is because of Elon Musk.
What? What did Elon Musk do?
Because Elon Musk is blaming the riots on the illegal immigrants and the same logic as what we think, that the failed immigration policy. So remember I kept telling you, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they are the poster child. They are the new royalties of the woke movement. I tell you, it's real. It is real. And the royal family in UK, they're just so pissed off, but they can't do anything to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, because you can take away their titles and whatnot, but still, even without titles, they're still significant. And also, it's very difficult to take away their title, because first you need the parliament to agree, right? And then, I don't know why.
Wait, the king can't take away the title?
No,
he can't. It has to be approved by parliament?
Parliament, yeah. He has to. Yeah, it's it's kind of fucked up, That's why.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. That's why they and at the same time, they also need the permission of the Commonwealth. So you talk about 50 countries, right? And then now these two idiots are in Colombia, on the fake royal tour, right? And one of the places that he's going to visit is a place that's anti-colonialism, that has a history of anti-colonialism. So that's a really smack in the face for Commonwealth. Queen Elizabeth's legacy. So this is they are turning themselves into into politics, and this is all very bad for. I don't know. It's just really stupid. Like, you come from the royal family, you got Commonwealth, and at one point, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were the ambassador of the Commonwealth, that was head of the Commonwealth. They put them in charge of the Commonwealth because she was half black, So at one point, before they stepped down, they were in charge of the Commonwealth. And now they're anti-colonial. I'm like, look, excuse me, colonialism we're talking about like 100 years ago, right? That the whole history of UK and the entire Western country, they all go out, West Africa, all the way to Australia, to Canada, and India, all that colonialism. But that is over. Who is talking about colonizing another country right now? UK is not out to colonize another country, right? So why are they still picking up, dirty shit? Well, because of this is all cancel culture, theory, cancel culture, bullshit lecture. Who is colonizing another country? Right? Nobody. The whole chapter is over. It's already turned. The page is already turned. But they want to stir up all shit. They want to stir up old,
Well, it's not just stirring it up.
Feelings.
It's setting in motion, I think, reparations.
Yeah.
For blacks and colonies. It's really a reparations move.
Mm.
The reparations move in the United States is going to be focused on, giving money somehow, some way to the blacks, and then there's going to be some push for reparations on post-colonies for the UK. But there's a definitely, I've met people that are part of government that are pushing this. They're pushing this in the United States.
But remember when Queen Elizabeth started the Commonwealth after World War II, there were only 6 countries in Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is based on volunteer. You want to come in, you want to leave anytime, it's up to you. It's not like, oh, you used to be we used to colonize you, so now you have to come in to become a Commonwealth country. That's not true. They started with 6 countries. And over all these years, Queen Elizabeth, with her soft political power and all that, it grew to more than 50 countries right now. And some of the countries were not colonized before, but they also joined Commonwealth because of the fact that they're a small country. So you want to join Commonwealth, so you have a bigger voice. So there's that huge political advantage to align yourself with Commonwealth, with the UK royal family, with the UK government, to actually make UK more important because you have so many countries in the back to support. And Queen Elizabeth some countries have left, okay, but over the years the numbers did not decrease so much. So which means that if these people volunteer, they also know that even though colonialization back then was a bad thing, but eventually you can't say they did not get any windfall from the royal family, from the UK government while they were colonized, right? Even though they were slaves and whatnot, but look at India, all of them speak English, and they all got windfalls from this whole. They didn't come out all nothing with colonialization. They advanced themselves.
They were modernized. They were modernized.
Yeah, exactly. They were modernized. Exactly. And they all know how to speak English, right? So this Commonwealth concept from Queen Elizabeth is a really smart idea. And having Prince Harry attacking on his own fucking grandmother's legacy by visiting an anti-colonial, it just baffles. And I don't know what the hell they're trying to do.
That he's an entitled brat.
Yeah,
that's what it is. He's an entitled brat that has a lack of paying homage to country history and family legacy.
Yeah, and that's why I say somebody's paying them, like the Aspen Foundation is paying them, right, to say these things, because who is the biggest enemy of the woke movement? the conservatives, the royal family,
Donald J. Trump.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, they're doing this not for nothing. They're doing this with a political agenda, and the royal family know that, and they can't strip away their titles. That they keep visiting these countries, the anti-colonialization, that this and that, and so it's just a direct attack on Queen Elizabeth II, and these two, are just, I don't know. The world is turning upside down.
It is. But I think this is part of the aftershock from the 2020 crisis with COVID. I think this is a part of the aftershock. There's a social economic kind of dynamic that's happening in the aftershock.
Right.
I think
if Trump doesn't win, we're all fucked.
They're going to push reparations. I'm telling you, they're going to push. They're going to stay really quiet about it until Harris gets into the presidency, and they're going to push hard at the state level and at the federal level reparations. They're going to push hard, especially if the Democrats win win Congress.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. These people are blatant liars. She's going to say one thing, and then after she got elected, nothing's going to get done. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. She's
going to do the exact same thing. She's going to do the exact same thing as what Nancy Pelosi and Obama said when it came to healthcare. Vote for it and then read the bill. You can keep your doctors. No one's going to be forced to not have their doctors. Mm-hmm. And the reality of the situation is their policies made things worse, not better.
Yeah, and you know what I think? I think maybe you were right when you were saying that Trump is surrounding himself with incompetent people. I'm starting to really see that. I'm starting to really see that now. He's not getting the He's not getting the right representation. He could have been better,
He's not getting the right representation. He's not getting the right consul.
He's not
right
attacking
advisors.
Kamala. Yeah, he's not. He should prepare himself a little bit different now, because now he's going up against Kamala. He can't really, he got to change the strategy, because he's really up against Obama. He needs to focus on the country, on the thing, instead of this petty name calling. He's got to appear bigger person than who he was before. This name calling, like Sleepy Joe, maybe that'll work for a little bit, but is that gonna get him into office? Or calling Kamala Harris a man or something? That's not gonna work anymore. He's gonna have to fucking realize that. He's got a real machine. It's fucking Obama's now. He's got to bring...
He needs to project that his policies are better than their policies.
Yeah. Yeah, that he
he needs to tell everybody that she's a hoe. She's a hoe with bad policies.
No, you see, you don't want to do these low personal attacks. You want to talk bigger picture. You want to talk seriously now. You want to... I think Kamala is really easy to pick on, because what has she done? 4 years. What has she done? If Trump needs to just focus on talking tough on Kamala's records instead of personally attacking her on gender, on these, because attacking her personally on gender and race and all that, it's not going to win Trump any points at this moment. I have a
feeling,
because I tell you, it's 4 years have gone and people have grown. People have become more sensitive to gender, to race, and whatnot. They're not going to buy this shit from Trump anymore. So he's got to change. He's got to really talk about her Chinese connection. How she is going to be soft on China and put America at risk again, which is true. He's got to talk economics. And when Kamala came out with this price gouging thing, I thought, shit, that's what Trump should have said. ended up taken away by Kamala. And I know she's lying, because if she really want to do the price gouging, she would have done it the first year she's in the office. What's the wait? So I think Trump's got to really change strategy. Otherwise, we're looking at another 4 years of
Well, the
of
reality of
Kamala.
the situation is that she's just a figurehead in office as vice president that had zero power, and she wasn't really participating in the administration. That's the reality.
Oh, you
But
think
she
that they were
can't.
leaving
Well,
her
just
out?
follow the logic here. But she's painted
Yeah.
into a corner because she can't
Yeah.
admit to the public that she was just a figurehead as a VP, because
Right.
she's trying to run that she has some sort of executive experience, even though she doesn't.
Right.
So but she's trying to play both sides of the fence, saying, well, she wasn't in power to make decision, but then she also wants to say that she has experiences in the administration at the executive level as a VP.
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to play both sides of the fence. Was she engaged or was she not? Now, I think that the reality is she was not engaged, so therefore she doesn't have any experience. That's the reality. So, she really, if you take it from the economy point of view, if she wanted to be honest, she would need to say, well, I was a figurehead as a VP and I didn't have really any power. So whatever the administration did, I couldn't sway. I couldn't sway the decisions of the Biden administration. That's the reality of the situation. But she can't say that to the public, because that would say that she has no work. She doesn't really have any working experience in the executive branch. So she's a problem. I'll tell you. I'm very concerned that if she gets into office, that they're going to push reparations. They're going to push reparations really hard, and they're going to increase our taxes.
Reparation is nothing. When the time to push that button, and she won't push that button, that's when America will get destroyed.
I don't know.
Okay.
I would say that, I'm not sure if nuclear war is worse than reparations. I don't know. I mean, I'm honest. Maybe the whole world needs to just go up in
the
flames.
Money and the reparation. The reparation is not going to happen. Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you.
More likely, a war will break out with China. And China is going to attack Japan, Philippines, Taiwan. And at that moment, is she going to say, "Go, let's go"? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. And that will be the final destruction of America. I feel like these people actually, that is what they want. They want to destroy America. They don't want America to be the world leader.
I think the liberals want to destroy America. I agree with that.
None of this makes sense.
Right.
None of this makes sense.
Right.
They're weakening America's, position in the world. How is, why is that?
Well, by weakening America, it forces them to plug into a world order government that America is beholden to. See, what I think there's a group of people, and this falls in line with the Obamas and their geopolitical mindset. They want to weaken America financially, politically, and militarily, so we don't have a choice, and we have to bow down to the UN.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised UN is behind this. Definitely.
So, now the conservatives are saying, well, it's about protecting the sovereignty of the nation, independent of some sort of uber government. That's the real battle of the soul of America. Now, unfortunately, with the average American's IQ at 98, I mean, I'm concerned.
Yeah, a lot of them don't care,
It's a combination of don't care because of the bread and circus, and also these devices and media. It's just dumbed them down. A lot of Americans are just stupid. Just stupid.
Yeah. And all the comedians are saying, nasty things about Trump, every day on a daily basis now.
Of course, because
You
they're
know?
following a Hitler model. Say something, even if it's untrue enough, people will think it's reality.
But Trump got to step up too. That he's got to step up as well.
Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree with you on that.
He invents. Otherwise, I'm telling you, they will lose the election because of themselves, not really because.
I agree with you on that.
I do think that Trump has a chance to defeat Kamala and Obama. This scan,
But he has to play smart. He has to play smart.
He gotta play smart. He's every single step because it's not Kamala, it's Obama behind this.